Hi traders, this is Vance Williams at forexartofwar.com. This week I thought it might be fun to take a clip from one of our live sessions where traders in my program are sharing trades that they took. So you kind of get an idea about what they're learning to do. You'll also see me commenting a bit, but I've cut this down from 1 hour to only about 10 minutes. So here's a little sneak peek. So we see your screen now, Oliver.
It was Monday, January 28th. It was 1 week ago, I guess. Yeah. The pound on the 30 minutes, you can see?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we have the breakdown with trend. I put my entry at the 61.8 fib. Had my stop loss above the barrier. And pretty quick it went down, so this is my target hit, and this is on the 5 minutes, so it was pretty fast trade. Yeah.
Does that look like what we're looking for, everybody? I'll just answer. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. That's a nice trade, Oliver. Okay, great job. Let's see. Let's pop over to Dan Cherry. Are you ready?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Oliver. That was fantastic.
Thanks.
Right, okay, so this was yesterday, pretty much at the end of the day. Let me just see if I can zoom in here. Also, if we're looking at, sorry, this is the 30 minutes here, and I've identified this level of support. Sort of historic sort of support that I really wanted broken before trading, because it was a bit sort of messy round here, and then we got this sort of breakdown. So let me just zoom in. So this is just away a bit.
No rush. Take your time.
So this is the 5 minutes. Yeah. So I drew my fib. So hopefully this works. From here to about up here. No. Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. So I did that on the 5 minutes because I thought that's where the actual momentum started. And then I just put my stop above this barrier and the 76.4 level. I think I put it 4 pips above there, which I was happy with. And then to get 75 to 1, I just went through the levels, and the first one that I could get in at, and then set my target at 0.75 to 1. And yeah, it sort of went through, and I was quite pleased with that.
It's very nice. Anyone have any questions about that? I noticed Danny's saying he loves that setup. He was in the trade there. Anybody else have a question or comment? Well, I mean, it's an excellent read. You're identifying a real key level of support that's being broken. The fib, I know Oliver would say, well, there was a smaller new wave in there, and it's true. But not everybody's going to trade exactly the same. But I think you're reading it really well there, and looks great.
Okay, great, thanks.
David's asking you, did you take into consideration any barriers?
Yeah, I took in, so this one, if I just drop down to the 30 minutes, so I've got this barrier here going across, and so this was broken, so that's why I thought it corresponds quite nice with 76 level and just above it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know how all of you trade. This is actually very similar to David Wingo's trade. Okay, great. No, excellent. I mean, that's excellent. And some of you guys are probably wondering, did we do this little bit right? Did we do that little bit right? When you're level 2, just take the trades. Just take the trades and let me comment, and me and Steve, let us comment and ask you questions, and let the process just work for you, because we're not looking for you to follow every single rule. What we're looking for is for you to follow the logic, and then we're trying to determine what you see best, and then that ends up being shaped into your trading plan. So it's really all about you. It's not about me. Okay, so anyone else have a... Thank you, Dan. That was really great.
Okay, no worries, thanks.
Anyone else have a trade they'd like to share? Just type me a note, and you see how simple that is? We just give the screen and just show what you did. Okay, Robbie has one. Excellent. Wow. You're a real go-getter, Robbie. It looks like you're pretty good to go there. Okay, go ahead, Robbie. It's all yours.
Yeah, I'm sharing a screenshot of the picture which I took last week for New Zealand USD. It's a 30-minute chart.
Yeah, we see it all. It's very good. We see it.
Okay, I entered the trade at 30 after it retraced at 38.2 because that's the very good retracement. So what I have noticed is like if I wait for 61.8 or more than that, like it normally takes time. So then at 38.2, I enter the trade, though it had retraced at 51.6. Sometimes like unless I add a future trade, it doesn't execute at that price, but then it reached the target.
Yeah, and where were you seeing the barrier there? Besides the Fibonacci, were you looking at that supply and demand area just to the left of your fib?
The barrier is this was the top barrier.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. I'm noticing that you've got a former resistance area right there that you don't have a rectangle on, but it's corresponding with that 76.4 area.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that looks very good. One of the things that I want to know is it looks like your risk to reward ratio is just a little bit shy of 0.75.
Hey Vance, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. Well, for a while I thought my microphone didn't work. I wanted to share with you guys just something I was looking at this morning. I didn't take this trade because I saw the trade risk as being too large. But I wanted to get Vance's comment about how I decided to draw my fib. All right, let me get this other thing out of the way here. So I was kind of looking at a macro picture here the other day, and we were talking about, kind of looking at the big schemes. I drew my fib a little bit higher than where you were showing yours this morning. And my logic why this is this, and when it was in this area, it never broke 38. It never closed above 38% when I drew it to here. So I drew the fib all the way down to here. I had a line here. That was my barrier. That would have been my entry, and my stop would have been a little up in here, but it was like 25 or 30 pips of trade risk. So I decided it wasn't a good trade for me. But as you can see, it did drop off of this area, and it nailed the 61% retracement off. And I just had that drawn up from earlier, but it just wasn't one that I took because there were some other things too with investor sentiment, and I thought maybe we'd have a bounce today. So I left it alone, and it actually popped there before I woke up. That was like 4 o'clock in the morning Arizona time. So I never did see it, but that was where it was going.
Yeah, that's that. That's that second trading definition that we're working on in your trading plan there. It's just
show an example of that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's actually a trade that other people took. Kian took that trade, I believe. I was able to see that in the forum before we got on this call. Yeah, so what did you want? You were just showing an example?
Yeah, that's all I was showing. I was just showing another setup that I had seen that illustrated what you had mentioned earlier, and it was real time pertaining to today's charts. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just reiterate what we're seeing there, and also I want you guys to understand that you don't have to make any effort to see this yourself. But you're looking at a lot of money pushing a pretty sizable downtrend, and then you're looking at all of this tiny movement. Just little tiny new waves that continually push down and down and down. And then the new waves start reversing, and you're again looking for that area where there's just clear supply or demand, right? There it is. Because it's not really clear anywhere else. Do you see that? There's nothing like this anywhere down here. And then you see it right here, obviously when you get your stop up in here above that level. And then you really don't have to move very far because you're probably going to get a bounce here because of the selling pressure, because of the supply-demand level. And so that's...
Yeah, 'cause I saw this area.
That's right, yeah.
That's my place I saw that I could hide behind with a fairly good degree of confidence. So if I set my stop right above in here, I could pull, that's going to give me two places where I saw a price drop. There's an advance there, and this one drops off of there.
So that's a little sample of what it's like to be on one of our live trading sessions. You can see how the trades and questions could generate quite a bit of content that would fill the rest of the hour. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this little peek inside of part of what we do. If you have any questions, you can write to me, Vance at forexartofwar.com. There are also some free things you can access at my website. That's forexartofwar.com. There's free book, free price analysis, things like that, some other things you might be interested in. If you're interested in coaching, be sure and write to me about that as well. That's it. Have a great day, and I wish you the very best with your trading.